Good morning. Wherever you are, I wish you well. This is Angelo coming to you from Las Vegas Live. Here we are again, feeling that we have something important to talk about it today. And as you see, our name of the program and the focus of our program is today a mutual defense between Israel and the United States. Looks like somebody's feathers are on fire, or they think they are on fire. I see no fire, and I see no danger for Israel, and I see no need for the United States to have a mutual defense. I see one way that I have spoken many times before, for Israel to become a 51st state of the Union, and that will guarantee the safety of Israel, not a mutual defense. Mutual defense is going to drag us, fastest into a major war than ever. '51st state of the Union, have a referendum in the United States and Israel, and let the people decide. And make Israel 51st state. I'm all for that. That means a survival for the Jewish people guaranteed. As long as the United States live, Israel will be safe. And I wouldn't mind expanding in Europe. There are a couple of places that I would expand on it. United Kingdom, Ireland, Iceland, Greenland. Perhaps even Italy. Strategically talking. This is a strategical talk. I wanted to touch this first before I turn you on a little program from Al Jazeera News, an interview with Imran Khan, a Prime Minister of Pakistan. He says everything in this program that I have said a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, in 1987, when I wrote a letter to Patrick Moynihan, late Patrick Moynihan, senator that I had a great respect for it, and I still do. He was one of my favorites, although that doesn't mean that we didn't have the differences, a political difference. So paying attention this moment to Israel, such a strong attention, and neglecting the India and Pakistan problem, it's really a big mistake. Strategical, political, and geographical mistake. Here, I'm going to play this for you for a few minutes, and I will let you hear.
Saying that he believes that part of India would be Kashmir, India and Pakistan could be led into do you think it's possible? Absolutely. What is happening is that India is more or less conducting a genocide. The sort of racial attacks on the population, I don't think it's been witnessed since Nazi Germany. What is happening is the Indian version of the final solution for the Muslims of Kashmir. So 8 million Muslims in Kashmir are under siege for almost now 6 weeks. And why this can become a flashpoint between India and Pakistan, because what we know already in this India is trying to do.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to enhance this for you. Let me go back on it and see if I can enhance this.
the Indian version of the final solution for the Muslims of Kashmir.
Indian version of the final solution, he says.
For almost now 6 weeks. And why this can become a flashpoint between India and Pakistan, because what we know already India is trying to do is to divert attention from their illegal annexation and their impending genocide on Kashmir. They are taking attention away by blaming Pakistan for terrorism. And this is what they did last February when there was a suicide attack. A young Kashmiri boy blew himself up against an Indian military convoy. And India blamed Pakistan for it and then bombed us. So we fear that this will happen again. Because what they are doing in Kashmir will lead to a reaction, some sort of a reaction, and they will then blame Pakistan for it to divert the world's attention from this genocide in Kashmir.
Prime Minister Khan, you're speaking about Kashmir being a flashpoint. Of course, that raises concerns about potential use of nuclear weapons, either in Pakistan or in India. Now, recently, you made remarks saying, or at least the remarks were interpreted as you saying, that Pakistan would never use nuclear weapons first in any potential future conflict with India. But then a few days later, Pakistan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs clarified that there had been no change to Pakistan's nuclear defensive posture. So there is some confusion now. What exactly is Pakistan's stance? And is there a scenario by which you could envision nuclear weapons being used first by Pakistan as a defensive posture?
There is no confusion. What I said was that Pakistan would never start a war. And I'm clear. I'm a pacifist. I'm anti-war. But what I said clearly was that when two nuclear-armed countries fight, if they fight a conventional war, there is every possibility that it's going to end up into nuclear war. The unthinkable. I mean, it's Pakistan.
Well, folks, I have said that just on one of my programs before, long before this interview. Here is the letter from a Patrick Moynihan that I received in 1998. I just thought you want to see it. As I have said, always, my word is my God, and I don't make up stories. And I'm afraid what Prime Minister said in case of the war between India and Pakistan, and let's say if one of them was losing the war, conventional war, it will trigger nuclear war. Because neither country is ready to surrender to the other. There is too much hatred between these two people. And just like a Prime Minister of Pakistan has said, the final solution, the India is looking for final solution for the Muslims and all the other groups in India. If you are not Hindu, you don't belong in India. There's 3 to 6 million people now in India, in eastern India, over the Bangladesh, that province, one of the state provinces. Almost 6 million people over there, 11 million people live, but 6 million people have lost the citizenship in the last week. What's going to be a final solution for those people? Modi is a Hitler. Modi is a Mussolini, and Modi is a Patpol of Cambodia, and Modi is a military junta of Myanmar, Burma. And I think that my government in Washington, D.C., and my president should pay attention right now. He should put he should take Israel off the burner, political burner, put it in a shell or on a freezer so it won't spoil, and put Pakistan and India on a front burner. Politically, geographically, economically, and morally. Israel is not in threat of the nuclear invasion or a military conventional invasion by anyone. In fact, there is no one enough, not even from Europe or Asia or Middle East, that are capable to invade Israel. We are exaggerating. When we are talking about Iran or Egypt or Saudi Arabia or anything, all of them together in a short war. I will not exaggerate this, in a 30 days war, maybe 3 or 4 weeks war, 3 to 4 weeks war. None of them will have prayer to invade Israel. After all, Israel is a superpower, a nuclear superpower, possessing over 300 or 350 nuclear warheads, which they are ballistic warheads, can hit anyone, anywhere. And nobody in their right mind will start a war with Israel, a major war. So might as well get off that horse. So why jeopardize the NATO alliances now? Why is my president jeopardizing a NATO alliances now to have a defense treaty with Israel, like Israel needs the defense treaty? What Israel really needs to happen, since half of its population lives in the United States, or more than in Israel, they should have a referendum. And we should have a here referendum. And then we should have a debate in Congress and the Senate. And they should have a referendum, debate in a Knesset. And then we should unite Israel should become as a 51st state of the Union. I'm all for that. You might as well say, you may probably think like this, okay, this guy is a Muslim, and why is he so hardly supporting Israel? Let's say I see the benefits over there. I see the peace in the world. If you plant the healthy seed, you're going to receive the healthy plant or healthy tree or healthy harvest in the end of it. But you need to do the work in between till the time harvest comes. And it wouldn't be wrong to have Israel as a 51st state, because Israel is a highly educated society. And that will benefit us, illiterate people here I will say lower 40. No offense, folks, but I'm just speaking the truth. In the state of Nevada, literacy is at 19%. Graduation is at less than 19%. They're spending 6-7 years to graduate for mediocre diploma at the UNLV or community college or somewhere. We are in trouble. Perhaps if Israel become a 51st state, maybe it can motivate us to do the right thing. And I tell you, only education can unite the people and bring the peace and prosperity in the world. Nothing else will. we will go back in that part of the world, in a Jordan Valley on that Salt Sea, whatever, can't think of a name right now. But anyway, when a copper and zinc was found, and when they learned to process it. Listen, just as I said a moment ago, education, education, and education, and Israel have succeeded to bring their society in a highest level of education, and that will help us out. I said a moment ago, perhaps in our lower 48. So let's focus on the right place where we can divert or extinguish the fire that is already burning slowly. And that's between India and Pakistan. And their neighbor China will not stay away from Pakistan, because India has Pakistan, China. I'm hoping my connection is okay, because it says that my connection is not very stable, but you heard me, folks. Hello, Sam. Thank you for being with me, buddy. And you too, Alex. Connor, thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I appreciate that. I just think I have something good to say, so something important to say. And I truly think that that the world, our world, is in a wrong direction, and we need to divert it somehow. All of us has to be involved. All of us have to do our part to make it happen. As I said earlier, late Patrick Moynihan, that I have a great respect of him, was a narrow-minded too. Yes, in 98, in October 9, 1998, I said to the Patrick Moynihan that we should not be paying attention to the brush fire. We should pay attention to the fire that will burn the world. I'm not saying that we should neglect the brush fire. We should have a fireman over there with a hose, you know what I mean, and turn it off, whatever this distinguishes. But there is a flashing point in between India and Pakistan, and a nuclear war can be triggered in a matter of seconds, not minutes, but seconds. When a prime minister said, "Look, this is the final solution," and he calls prime minister a man who's looking for a final solution, I mean, the race of people was almost wiped out because of the final solution. And those are Jewish people and Gypsies and Slavs. And I'm Slavic myself. I urge every one of us, every one of you, to speak up, to talk with your friends, to exchange the ideas. Don't be bashful. And it's worth it. And it means a lot to people when you have something to say, and people you can grab their attention. That the world needs a guidance and direction, just like a children. We are children of the world. John Lennon has that song, expresses it in the most profound way. We need to be able, and we need to know how, and we have know-how to leave the world in a better shape than we have found it, and we have taken over from our parents. It will be shame and will be sad and will be tragic if we don't leave the world in a healthier position and healthier stage than we have found it from our taken over from our fathers and forefathers. I'm the Bibi Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel. I think he have lost his touch or reasoning with himself because of the election. Because of him, he wants to so bad to get reelected. He become a political arsonist. And what I mean, we had an incident a few years back here in California, in our neighbor state of California, when the chief of the fire department was starting fires around the city to see how his teams will react. Well, he burned almost 30,000 homes and burned huge shopping centers and burned a huge national forest and all that, and the damage that was done cannot be repairable, especially in forests, in the next 500 years. So it's no good to be greedy. That's mean a greedy is like a hungry animal that goes and kills more than he needs to eat. Or I will try to reframe that. Don't ever kill the bull for one piece of steak. If you eat it alone, you know you can't eat the whole bull. So it's a waste if you kill the bull for one steak, and the rest of them will go bad in about 10 hours. I mean, I'm sure you will agree with me that makes sense. So save the bull, eat something else. Go on a prairie, pick up the mushrooms or something, or berries or whatever that is. Or kill the chicken. But don't kill the bull for one piece of meat. It's wrong. Even if it is that you bull. In this case, as a fireman, become an arsonist. In the other case, butchering the bull for one piece of meat, it was stupid. It's not smart. And paying attention to Israel, there is in no threat from anybody. Politically, yes, Israel has no friends, politically, okay? But morally, Israel has more friends than they think. And I'm a moral friend of Israel. I've been all my life, and the Jewish people. And I have a lot of friends, Jewish friends. Maybe some of them I disagree politically, some of them I don't. I still think that we are still friends. I have a friend, Michael Starr, a former MGM president. We do agree in some points politically in regard of Israel. But I still consider him as a good human being and a good man and a professional and my citizen, one of my citizens, that I share my country, my city, my town, my neighborhood with. And I be there if he ever needs something. So I be there for all the Jewish people. And I expect them to be there for me. The same way. And my Christian brothers too. And all the other. So we are all in that human if I may say, shape that there is not much that divides us. The only thing that divides us is something that we have invented in time, and that is culture and religion and tradition. Everything else brings us close together. And that I mentioned should not drift us apart. All of that should bring us more together as a one block of that mosaic, perhaps that is not finished. So we should always think, not as a Muslim or a Christian or Jews or Hindus, Buddhists or Lutheran or Protestant or whatever. We should think as a human, as for the whole humanity. It is good to think positive. It is good to be sure that you know that your thoughts are good, first for yourself, for your family, for your neighborhood, for your city, for your state, and for your country, and all of that will spread like a root of the tree to the rest of the world. So don't think that oceans are made from the oceans. They are not, my brothers and sisters. The oceans are first, they started from the cloud, and a cloud to the rain, to the drops of rain, and from the rains to the small streams, from the small streams to the rivers, from the rivers to the lakes, from the lakes to the oceans. Everything else in life is like that. Look at yourself. Think of yourself as a special creation. And you are just one of those little grain of sand from the universe. And should be a privilege to understand that you are here and you enjoying it. You can feel it, you can touch it, you can see it, you can taste it. It really is a privilege to be alive, and privilege to understand, to have a capacity, and to have to be granted this gift of being able to analyze all of this and to digest all this and to feel and touch all this surrounding around you. And why go on a suicide mission, let's say like India and Afghanistan, India and Pakistan in possible nuclear war, and nobody is paying attention? We are making a big mistake. The world is making a big mistake by not solving this problem. It can be solved. We help Pakistan to develop economically and help him to educate their masses, to get away from the backwardness, and do that for whole region. For all of that region, Himalaya area and Afghanistan and all of those countries, including India and Burma and Thailand, and you name it. There are about 10 countries over there, and on top of Himalaya is 3 or 4 of them, and India and Pakistan and Afghanistan and Burma, Myanmar, which is called today, and Thailand. I'm sorry. All of those countries need an education, and all of those countries need economical help. And we can do it. US and EU and China and Russia can do all that. They are all of them economically strong enough to bring those people to the level education. So when they think about the war, then they think about it, they have too much to lose. My dad used to tell me, Angie, my boy, be caution from the people who doesn't have too much to lose in life. And that's mean people who have too much problem, they economically is stress, and all of that. They are the one can cause you a lot of trouble. And the people who have a lot economically and they are, let's say, financially sound and all that, they're not gonna start trouble and problem because they got more to lose than perhaps you. That's the way it is with the nations, folks. But let's say this and be honest, that India and Pakistan don't have too much to lose. Neither Bangladesh, neither Thailand, neither Myanmar, neither Afghanistan. All those countries, neither Iran. You know what? Why Iran? People have a lot to lose, but the mullahs, you know what I mean? People who run Iran, or a Persian Gulf, nine Persian Gulf states, including Saudi Arabia. People have a lot to lose, but the leaders don't. There are only two leaders elected, democratically elected. That's in Pakistan and India and Bangladesh. The rest of them, all military rulers or some kind of junta or some kind of kings or princes. And they don't want to lose their position, so they will go on war at any time. But thank God, there are only two of them who are dangerous, and that's India and Pakistan. The rest of them are the mediocres. Perhaps their war won't last too long, like one is lasting in Syria for 9 years. I would love to see these people overthrown, but I would love to see it without bloodshed of innocent people. As you can see what happened yesterday and last night, I don't know if you folks have seen. Yemen. They have perfected a little drones. They have blown up one of the biggest refinery in Saudi Arabia that processes 7 million barrels a day. 7 million barrels a day. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is I think Aramco refinery is the biggest in the world, bigger than Houston. And if that refinery goes boom, you know what I mean. Now the fire is pretty dangerous and pretty high, and if they cannot contain, that's what exactly will happen. Boom. I mean, whole refinery will go to hell. Expect to pay a new pump when you stop to put the gasoline in your car, folks. You pay now $3.25, $3.75, or somewhere like San Francisco, $4.50. You may even pay in a matter of weeks $10 a gallon. And that's mean in Europe, people will pay $10 a liter or $15 a liter. And you know where that can roll? An economical disaster. That means your flight ticket will double up, and your train ticket, and your food delivery, and you're going to work, you're going to spend another $100 a month just for gasoline 150, and all the expenses from medicine to food to air that you breathe in your house from AC and power. Everything is going to go up, and water that you use to shower and cook your food. Everything is going to go up, and your paycheck will be worthless. You see, it's a domino reaction. And none of these leaders think what they are elected for and what they have promised. They have forgot what they have promised: to keep your world safe so you can go to sleep in peace with your family, with your loved ones, and woke up next morning not to worry. That's like, sadly to say, in Gaza or in Israel or in Lebanon or in northern Israel or in Syria or Yemen or somewhere in Zaire or Congo or Ivory Coast or Libya. All of these troublesome countries where people have no peace. Our leaders, we have elected our leaders to protect us and to work for us. And they get paid well. They get the prestige. They get the bodyguards. They get all kind of things to do the right thing and a just thing for the world and for you and your loved ones. Although the moment they get elected, they forget that. And what I have realized through years, they think right away that even the people who voted for them become enemy of the state. And they are not realizing, most of them forget what they are elected to do and what they have promised, and they become an enemy of the state and enemy of the people. In contrary, they drag us to the major war, and they spend our tax money in a billions or a trillions everywhere and anywhere they don't supposed to be spent, and they don't spend the money on building infrastructure in their respective countries. Like, for example, in my country, United States of America, we have spent on a war between Iraq, Afghanistan, Somalia, Libya, Yemen, and arming Israel and Egypt for what? For some kind of godforsaken Armageddon? We have spent billions of dollars. That money could be spent building our decayed roads and highways and bridges and railroads, our airports, our neighborhoods. I'm even sad to say this. 36% of our cities, major cities in the United States, are in decay. I mean, are unlivable. 36%. Imagine, this is a circle, and take out 1 square. That's all you have when you drive in on the streets from Detroit to Chicago to Los Angeles to Portland, Oregon, to Seattle, to New York, to New Orleans, to Miami, I mean, it's embarrassing and it's sad. We are spending money killing innocent people around the world. We are not spending money doing the right thing. Our neighborhoods through New Jersey and through Michigan, people are drinking water still from the lead pipes. The buildings are everywhere and anywhere you go. I mean, you can think there is not a place that doesn't have asbestos. I even believe there are still pipes, underground pipes, water pipes, and through the building pipes that they are pure asbestos. And you know what that thing does, folks. It's a cancer causing in the lungs and asthmas and you name it. Lead affects the children's mind for thinking and affects the birth, affects the woman to give healthy birth to a child. Then a lot of children get born with syndromes. Is that right, folks? I mean, that I consider that as a crime. Here we have a guy who just resigned or got fired, John Bolton. I never seen such a hypocrite like Dick Cheney, John Bolton, who have dragged our country in major wars around the world and almost started the war in Venezuela. It's really beyond me. It's really beyond me, beyond my understanding. Although I try not to be too critical, I try to be positive. I try to think that, as I always have said, that good of mankind will have the last word. And I will leave you on that note and wish you well. And thanks for sharing your time with me. We should be back soon when we have something to good or something positive to say.